Okay, so what you just saw was me pulling the tired old 2.3 out of my 87 Trooper. Lots of room for activities in there. Specifically, a cammed and carbed Isuzu 2.6. Because I have one on the engine stand at home. Story with this motor was I bought it. It ran really smooth, but you could hear when you were cranking it over that it had low compression on one hole.
Yeah.
I ignored it for several months. Decided to do a leak down test. Number 3 had a burnt valve. So I pulled the head, I did the exhaust valves, put it back together, and it ran even better for like 3 weeks. And it started burning a ton of oil, about a liter every 100 kilometers. And me, I was doing 600 kilometers a week, so this thing had to go. Parked it, drove my Jag for a little bit, and then I bought my Colorado. And then this thing has been sitting since August, maybe September of 2017. I've been slowly building a motor for it, but I've been waiting to get this one out because I need the sandwich plate and I need the timing cover backing plate for my 2.6. And here's my freshened up Isuzu 2.6. I did rebuild it, I didn't go crazy. It was a low mileage motor. All the measurements and everything were in spec, the bores were good, so I just honed it, put new rings in, new main bearings, new rod bearings, and probably more stuff, can't remember. But I want to use the 2.3 front pulley because it's a solid drive pulley, not a harmonic balancer. And to do that, you need to use the 2.3 timing set, including the covers, because the 2.3 timing set's narrower. I have the timing set on underneath here. I thought it was the front plastic cover that was thinner, but it's not. It's the covers in the back, so I have to pull everything off and swap the rear covers and put the front covers back on, so that's what we're going to do here. So the inside timing cover is shaped a little bit differently around the water pump here on the 2.6. The 2.3 water pump might be different. I have not compared it, and I don't have my 2.3 pump here. It's still at the truck. So I just kind of snipped a little corner off of the timing cover here. I'll flatten that and we should be good to go. Okay, so I got the front pulley on there now, and it is close to the cover. It is rubbing ever so slightly. Not that that's an issue of anything I did, it's just because this cover is oil soaked and swollen. Every single Isuzu I've ever seen, every single 4-cylinder Isuzu has done that. In fact, here's another one. So that's just a thing they do. But Water pump looks like it's maybe 1/4 of an inch out further than the front crank pulley, and the alternator lines up with the water pump but not this pulley, so I'm going to swap alternator mounts, and I might be able to get away with a pulley on here, but if not I'll have to swap water pumps with the 2.3, which is fine. It's not too hard to pull this front pulley off again and change that. But now I should be able to get my second sandwich plate on the back of the motor. Okay, so it's kind of a big day. Looking at moving the Pt1 from the garage over to where the Trooper is stored. Got a couple things before it leaves I got to do. I still got to put the clutch on and my second sandwich plate on, but I can do that once it's in the back of the truck. And what I'm thinking, because I don't have a lift here, is if I park the truck at the bottom of the slanted driveway, ass down, the tailgate down, wheels down on the curb, it'll probably be low enough to get the front of the pan onto the tailgate, and then I can suck it forward up into the bed with some ratchet straps and pick it up. It's not terribly heavy engine, but it's a fair bit heavier than that 16 valve. But I should be able to figure it out. I can work with that. Here, can you film me? Okay. So getting ready to torque our flywheel on here. On these Isuzus, these are through holes that go straight into the crankcase, so you gotta put some thread sealant or a generous amount of Loctite on the flywheel bolts. Okay, so our clutch is on, and now can I get it tied down and ready to transport. And it is raining a little bit, so what I like to do is I went down to the local tire shop and asked for a tire bag to wrap this thing in, because they're a little bit bigger than garbage bags, a little bit stronger, so I've had good luck with that in the past. Okay, so what you saw was me last weekend trying to get this thing in. I was having trouble getting it on the getting to slide the last 1/4 inch onto the transmission. I was able to suck it in with the bolts, no problems. And then I got it on the mounts, and that's where it is. So let's just walk around my 87 Isuzu Trooper, 2-door long wheelbase, rust free. I might add, I spent a lot of time looking for one that had no rust on it. Pretty straight. It's done about 360,000 kilometers. And interior's full of parts, but yeah, that's that. I bought this for $400 in would have been Canada Day long weekend 2016. Wanted a Trooper for a long time. Found one rust free up about 4 hours away from me. Arranged for a U-Haul trailer. Rented it online, got the confirmation, paid for this, went to go pick up the trailer, and they were closed for the long weekend, which was dumb. So I had to leave it, come back the next weekend, and drag it home. And like I said earlier, it's always had low compression on number 3. Drove it for a very long time like that, no issues. It wasn't until I fixed it that it started burning a ton of oil. But yeah, that's it. That's going to be all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.